So name is Raman Marwaha. I am the General Manager Kanoo Energy UAE Oman and the business leader strategy for the Gulf for Kanoo Energy.
Hi, I'm Krishna Kumar Singhania. I'm the Chief Growth Officer for Carbon Clean, and my role is developing partnership and the strategies and the execution of our sales and marketing globally.
So Kanoo Energy has been a long time player in the utility sector in the region and also the oil and gas sector. And today, Kanoo Energy is bringing a lot of technology and also energy solutions around sustainability, and that's where these partnerships with Carbon Clean come into play.
So Carbon Clean is a technology provider. Our forte is innovating and coming up with the technologies to make the technologies practical, scalable, modular, and implementable in hard-to-abate industries. So with that know-how, two things that we don't have is because we are just starting our commercialization journey, we are new in the region. And so that means we need partnerships like with Kanoo Energy to allow us to understand the market, support us in pitching us to the various industries here, and take our technologies to the market in the region, number one. And number two, while we provide the carbon capture technologies, what we don't provide is the balance of the plant or the EPC work needed in the respective emission site to install our equipments. So that's where, again, Kanoo Energy comes in, which has got the EPC capabilities as well, where they provide the additional support needed for the installation of our technologies in the emission sites.
I think it's a very important partnership. Carbon dioxide capture today, carbon capture is one of the most critical areas within the industry we work in. And I think the relationship is very, very critical, not only for us, but I think for the industry as a whole.
So what we have done is we have spent a lot of time with our customers, emitters, to understand what their requirement is. So number one, we try to understand what type of emission do they generate. That means what kind of impurities along with the CO2 do they emit, number one. Then number two, what kind of size of the equipments do they need in terms of capture capacity. Then third is what is the logistical dimensional restrictions that they have. And then what is the cost point that we need to hit for the technologies to be viable. So by bringing all this understanding and knowledge into Carbon Clean, and we have got a very strong innovation and R&D team which works to understand these real-life challenges and implementing them into a solution. So working through our engineering and innovation team, we try to come up with a product line which is absolutely the right fit for various industries.
I think we're lately seeing a lot of interest in the solution. And I think the upcoming COP event in the UAE is another catalyst to that. And so even outside UAE, especially Saudi and all, we see especially the cement industry and the steel industry beginning now to get quite serious about it. So I think going forward, the technology will pick a lot of traction. The key challenges, I think, which still haven't been addressed is on the utilization side. And I think any breakthrough there and any forward movement is only going to bring more impetus into the solution.
Carbon capture as a process solution has been there for decades, but it was never practically feasible in most of the emission sites, nor it was financially viable. So I think with a lot of the innovation, with a lot of participation from various market leaders by making investment into clean tech company like Carbon Clean, what has happened is we have been trying to break through the glass ceiling of innovation time and time again. For example, we have a pretty huge portfolio of patents in order to continuously refine and improve our technology and the processes. So I think what you're going to see in the next few years, number one, is that the equipments in terms of size needed to capture per ton of CO2 will get smaller and smaller. That means smaller plant needed to capture more CO2. Number two, the cost of the capture, which is dollars per ton, will keep on coming down significantly. And number three, a lot of innovation will happen in the supply chain and the manufacturing side. In order to bring the cost and the capex down of the carbon capture equipment, companies like us will create partnerships, facilities where we will manufacture equipments at a much lower cost than ever done before. So is the size and the cost and availability of the equipment around the globe, that's where most of the innovation will happen.
So I think one of the things is that the utilization is also linked to the development of hydrogen, for example. So the more and more progress that we see today in hydrogen space is only going to aid that, right? And I think today, luckily for us, The carbon capture is more into the piloting space. As Krishna mentioned during the session, I think it's still within the 1 to 10 tons. So I think, but going forward, as you scale up to 100 tons and all, I think utilization is going to be very, very significant.
Let me talk about a reference from our own project, just as a case. So the world's first commercial CCU project was actually commissioned in India, and it was a carbon clean project in 2016 with Tuticorin Alkali Chemicals Limited, in which we captured CO2 to convert into soda ash, which is then used to produce green detergent. That's the world's first green detergent plant that we work together. Since then, there are a lot more utilization of the CO2 has been found in petrochemicals, in food and beverage, in dry ice, etc., etc. And with the CO2 now being available more and more in the market, companies in the industries are trying to find more and more ways of utilizing the CO2. Some of the recent trends are green hydrogen and green and or the blue ammonias and SAF and etc. So we'll see that lot more projects in different parts of the world will come utilizing the captured CO2. Either green or blue process will be utilized to convert that into alternate and the new energies.
I think we're very excited to be here. This was our first time, and I think look forward to the next one.
A big thank you to the Kanoo Energy team, actually to be the main sponsor for the event and to facilitate the panel discussion in which we're able to share our knowledge and thoughts with the wider audience. So thanks to the Kanoo Energy team.